For today's topic, we will be talking about subtracting fractions, which is our next skill in Unit 3. By the end of this lesson, I will find the least common multiple of two fractions, find the difference, and simplify my answer. I'll know I'll have it when I can correctly find the difference between the two fractions. Vocabulary for this topic that you will need to understand is the word fraction represents part of a whole. The numerator is the top number in a fraction. The denominator is the bottom number in a fraction. Least common multiple, or the common denominator, is the smallest integer that both numbers can be divided by. And then finally, simplify means reducing a fraction into a simpler form. Subtracting fractions with unlike denominators, I'm actually going to follow the same steps that I do when I am adding fractions. So the first thing is I'm going to find my common denominator. I can multiply the denominators or list the multiples to find what they have in common. Once I do that, I'm going to write the equivalent fractions with the common denominator. So remember, whatever I multiply the bottom by, I'm going to multiply the top by. I'm going to write my problem with my equivalent fractions. Then I'm going to find the difference. Once I subtract those, then I'm going to simplify my fraction if it is needed. So just like adding, I'm going to do subtracting, only the reverse operation. So let's go ahead and let's give that a practice. I have 1/3 minus 1/7. So I need to think, what do these two have in common? Well, to find my common denominator, I could just multiply them by each other. 7 times 3 and 3 times 7. Remember, whatever I do to the top, I have to do, or whatever I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. So if I multiply 7 times 3, I know that is 21. I'm going to do the same for the top. 7 times 1 is 7. Subtract. I have 21 on the bottom, and then I multiply and create my numerator. 3 times 1 is 3. I'm going to go ahead and solve that. 7/21 minus 7 or minus 3 over 21. I'm going to subtract my numerators. So I'm going to say 7 minus 3 is 4. And my denominator stays the same. Looking at this, can this fraction be simplified? That means, can it be in a smaller, simpler form? I have to think, well, can 21 be divided by 4 at any point? Do they have any numbers or factors in common? Can I multiply 4 by anything to create 21? Here, the answer is no. Therefore, 4 over 21 is going to be the simplest fraction, and that would be my answer. So the difference of 1/3 minus 1/7 is 4 over 21. Continue on in the lesson if you would like more practice on subtracting fractions.